Welcome to Tesla Talks. I'm your host, Tiana. I'll be interviewing high achievers, influential leaders, and those with powerful stories. Tune in, buckle up. We're about to go 0 to 100 real quick. Hey guys, I'm so excited about today's podcast. We have an absolute baller on the show. His name is Ethan from Thirst. Thanks so much for being here.
Absolutely. I'm stoked to be in the Tesla.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we were just rolling through the Thirst parking lot. They have the most amazing drive-thru. I'm so just like, I feel like I'm going to like a different place when I like go through. Everyone's so happy. It's an experience.
It's an experience.
And the free popcorn, are you kidding? That's my favorite snack. It's
The
almost
little
like you knew I
things.
was coming,
It's
but
the little
everyone
things.
gets to have that, and it's the coolest thing. Well, first of all, off camera, I just was so excited to just go ahead and ask questions. We almost pressed record because it was just so good. There's so much we want to know about you. If you're following him, you already know. As an entrepreneur, I have just admired you for so many things. If you follow him, you know he's just always going. So I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show.
Absolutely. I'm stoked to be here.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah, so people here in Utah, we all know about Thirst. If you've been to the what's called the Delta Center now, it used to be the
Vivint Arena.
yes, like the best part about the whole thing. You just go and get your thirst. Tell us a little bit about your story. You're just doing everything.
Thank you. Yeah, just an entrepreneur kid from the get-go. I was a lawn mowing business, snow cone shack type of kid.
Oh yeah, got the nice beginnings there.
Yeah. So I've always been just kind of a hustler, and then graduated high school and wanted to do something a little bit more, and then kind of saw this soda shop thing blowing up. Like, it was basically at the time, this was like 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So this was like when Swig was basically like in St. George and like maybe Provo.
Uh-huh.
But there really wasn't one like on every corner like there is now. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, they're everywhere.
Literally everywhere. So yeah, I just wanted to bring it to the Salt Lake Valley and basically created Thirst. And Thirst is an experience of soft pretzel bites, beignets, free popcorn like you're talking about, obviously drinks, but more than anything, it's just like a fun, relevant, hip, exciting brand that's an experience through the drive-thru and something fun to go do with your friends. So
Oh my gosh.
it's been a heck of a ride.
Oh my gosh. Well, it just goes to show that you are constantly hustling, and it did take 7 to 8 years of just kind of going through different venues of entrepreneurship and business. And it's just kind of innately in people and entrepreneurs where you just start so young and it's kind of in you,
Yeah.
you know?
It takes a long time, you know, like I think one of the like most underrated things about entrepreneurship is how long it takes. Like I feel like I'm like
Yeah.
an 1/8, a 1/10, a 50th of the way into the journey right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy cow. So you really got to like it. You really got to have like your mindset in the right place to be able to go for that long, you know, for that hard. So I think it's, yeah, it's one of the, I would say one of the things about entrepreneurship that like separates people that are ultimately successful or not is like the first 5 years, first 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's a long time. Even 5 or 10 years is a long time. But I think if you can make it past there, like, you've got something going for you. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I mean, has it felt like it's been that long? Or did it kind of go by?
In a lot of ways, for sure. Yeah, like things have come like super, super far. So I would say, yeah, but at the same time, like, I'm ready to keep going. I'm not tired.
You're like, we are just getting started. 5-7 years already in the bag.
Yep.
We've got it. Well, I have a very serious question for
Hit me.
you.
I'm ready for it.
So we know about Thirst,
Yeah.
and it's Thirsty Nation,
Yeah.
right? And so did this start in your fraternity days, like Sigma Chi?
The Thirsty Nation?
Yeah.
No, the Thirsty Nation came from, you know, I would love to say it was from my frat days because all respect to the frat days. But no, the Thirsty Nation came from like, I think, talking to your audience as if they're your friend or as if like they're more than someone who's going to pay you money for something
Yeah.
is a good idea when building a brand.
Ooh, I love that.
And so I think if you can name them, like it's all the better. Like something with a name is much more brandable than something without. So I don't know. I think I heard like something nation like somewhere like in the early days, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should do that for my audience. And that's how I talk to the camera. Like That's how I do it, like on the thirst stories or like
Wait, let's
my
hear it
content.
real quick.
I'm just like, Thirsty Nation, what up? It's Ethan. Like, Thirsty Nation, what up? Like, we're out here doing this today. And I just talk to him like genuinely like a supporter, like a friend. And I'll tell him like, one of the things I have like tripled down on is I'll tell him like things that we're working on or things that like we totally failed on.
Yeah,
because
totally.
like we know that the drive-thru took way too long today. We're really sorry. Like, Thirsty Nation, thank you so much for your patience. Type of thing. Where then it's more that our friend, less like our customer that is only just like a business transaction. So yeah, I think it's a branding move and just something that I've always done.
No, it's so genius because honestly, like because business is just relationships.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
100%. Yeah. And I think one of the main relationships is with your customers.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah.
No, I love that. And you definitely translate that into everything that you're doing. Everyone at the drive-thru, they really do carry the same sense of like, you feel like you know each other. You're like, oh, I'm good. I have a friend here. You know, when you walk into like an establishment and you're just like, oh, I know the guy that's back there. I know the owner. And you just feel that way when you go to Thirst, honestly.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear that.
You're like, and I also love so one thing that I will note is that we actually did a wedding together. So I own La Bellevue Charcuterie here in Utah. We do charcuterie boards, grazing tables. And actually the first wedding that we ever did years ago, you were there and you were another vendor and it was such a blast. But I had already known about you on Instagram and it was so cool. It wasn't a facade. It was definitely very genuine and very fun and everyone was excited. I was like, oh my gosh, it's like literally as fun as it is on Instagram, but it's in person and it felt so genuine. And I also just wanted to commend you for just, there's so much respect for the owner who is so present because you see a lot of brands who just their maybe goal is to exit at one point and that's kind of there's nothing wrong with that, honestly. But I love that you are the lifeblood and it's keeping your business the way that you would operate it. All of your people have the same welcoming friends. Does everyone kind of have like their little handles? Or not everyone has like their thirst thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so fun. What if I came in and became like a for the day?
From Thirst.
And I mean, I wanted to just offer my help a little bit. If you wanted to, I'm more than happy to just do like, get a little Instagram handle like Tiana from Thirst sometime and just like do like for the day because I love popcorn. I'll just do like the popcorn. I'll just be the little girl that like just hands it out. Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Be like, hey guys, Tiana from Thirst here. You heard it here first.
Thirsty Nation. It's down.
I'm in Thirsty Nation. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that is like definitely what I identify as. I'm definitely a part of this nation. So tell me about some of the roadblocks that you encountered with doing, just entrepreneurially. Have there been any U-turns, any stop signs, if you will?
Yeah.
Or has it just been like super carefree autopilot the entire time?
No, it's like the most difficult thing of all time. Definitely the most difficult thing I've ever done. It's also the only thing that I do, but
yeah,
it's for sure difficult. Like I'm right in the middle of it. Like I think one of the things about me is like I like to document the journey of entrepreneurship. I am neck deep in the thick of entrepreneurship right now. I'm like right at the hump. I feel like I'm at the point of like total like tipping point almost, like we're at like this kind of point where we're not like a small business anymore, but we're not a big one either. And I think that's a really hard jump to make, and it's come with its challenges for sure. I'd say just off the top of my head, like people management is no question one of the hardest ones. Something I like to spend a lot of time on and I think about a lot, but just like we were talking about it earlier, this scale, like you mentioned, like feeling like you have a friend whenever you come to Thirst, like that's one of the main things like I worry about is like how in the heck do we figure out how to scale that? And how do you treat people a certain way and talk to them a certain way and pay them a certain amount of money and do all these things to make them ultimately be on board with your vision and do what you want to do. And so I think that's the hardest hurdle. That's probably the hardest hurdle for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, just classic challenges along the way. It's been anything but easy. It still is not. It's far from easy. And but it's a journey. It's fun. I think it's something new to figure out every day, and I'm here for it. Like we were talking about earlier, like, I think of business as a game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it's an intense game. It's a real life game. Like, and you know, people's salaries are on the line too. So I don't mean it in like a not important type of way,
Right?
but in a way of like, you know, we can put all our energy on this, leave it all on the field, and treat it like you would a game. Like, you hustle for wins.
Yeah.
And you do whatever it takes. And so, yeah, that's what I think about it.
Ooh, I love that. And also, you know, I did remember one time that you brought competitors, or I guess just other people in the industry, that you reached out to them and really saw them as other people who are, you know, doing the same hustle.
Yeah.
And that was really something that I highly respect, because, like you said, it's a game, and like, you care so much about it, and you're not going to slow down for anybody. But it just struck me that that's something that I really love that you did.
Yeah.
And you know, like, it is competitive, you know, like, and
It is, yeah.
But I think that that's just showing who you are as a person. And
yeah, I mean, like, you wouldn't be a game if there was no competitors. Like,
right,
I don't know why people don't like their competitors. So for me, I love them. I think it's fun. Like, I understand that that's one of the most fun parts about the game.
Yeah.
So I'm here to cheer for them. I'm stoked. I want to be friends with them. Not everyone wants to be friends back. That's fine.
Oh my gosh, but wouldn't you want to? Ethan's the best.
But like, no, of course I want to beat them. Like, that's the game, right? Like, I'm gonna do everything I possibly can to beat them, and it's gonna get competitive. But
right.
But you know, that's, like I said, that is the game. And so yeah, I like to show all love to the competitors for sure.
Totally. I mean, like, what would, like, I don't know, a soccer game or like the NFL be if they didn't give it their all?
Yeah, if they don't want to beat each other. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But, you know, it just makes it, like, motivating, because everyone wants to be the best.
Yep.
And I feel like it would be such a waste if you didn't see how far you can go in your business, or even, but I just think that there's a good sense of teamwork, you know, like at the end of a game of baseball or something, you're like, good game, even if you're like, oh my gosh, that was so rude, but I saw that, bad call, but maybe, but just having a good sense of like encouragement, because everyone's doing their best.
Yeah, and they push you to do better too. Like, I was Instagram messaging like I don't know if it's like the CEO or one of like the people at Swig.
Yeah.
And like, we were just messaging, and I appreciated what he said. He was like, you guys are always pushing us to do better. And obviously the vice versa is the same. And I appreciated that, because like, that is the point, right?
Yeah.
Like, we see them, like, it's not that we like focus a ton on competitors, but like, you want to be the best in the market. So you're aware of what's going on. And so I think it's good. I think it's fun. It's healthy.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, in so many other places, you'll see people kind of push other people down so that you're higher, and I've never seen that be in anyone's favor.
Agreed.
You know?
Agreed. Yeah, it's like the most losing strategy of all time to like think that a competitor is taking business out of our pocket, in my opinion. Because like, for example, like for me, that we just keep talking about Swig.
Yeah.
But, like,
yeah.
for me, like, to be complaining, like, oh my gosh, like Swig is so busy down there, like just focusing on that and like being all my energy about that and like trying to get their customers away from there to come here. Like, there's unlimited amounts of more people that we could go do good marketing for, or earn their business for, or bring free samples to, or whatever it may be. So it's just like, in my opinion, a losing strategy to be like, that thing is holding me back from doing what it is I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Compared to like, let me go, will my success, on my own. So
totally agree. No, and like, this reminds me of like a little quote that I heard, and I may butcher it, so I'm so sorry.
Perfect.
But it's like this visual of, of an industry where when tides rise, all the boats rise.
Yeah.
And obviously we're in charge of, putting the fast engine in. But, like, it does help all of us when we have a community that loves delicious snack foods, like delicious pretzels, delicious sodas and drinks.
Yeah.
And I think that creating a community in Utah, especially, if you're in Utah, you definitely know that this is like a staple of our personality, of our culture, is our drinks and our sodas. I feel like there's definitely a huge market for them. And I feel like with having some demand and having a sense of like, oh, that's just a normal thing that we do. Like, hey, want to hang out and go get something like a soda. Yeah. And
if
get like
you're the best, sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good.
If you're the best in the market, like, for example, like with your business, like, like you wouldn't be in business if you didn't truly think that like you had a massive value prop as a business, right? Like to offer to someone, or that you were the best in the market. Like, wouldn't you always try to think or aim to be the best in the market? And if that's true, then the awareness of your concept of charcuterie boards or soda shops in general is just going to speed up the process of people figuring out that our business is the best, right?
Right.
So like, yeah, to your point, like it will make everyone better. And if you're the best, you know, the market gravitates towards the best product at the end of the day, right?
Right.
I think
totally
one
agree.
of the best things about the market, and the market being the consumers, is they're unbiased. Like they just go to what brings them the most value, period.
Yeah.
And so like anyone can create the best. It's one of the coolest things about entrepreneurship, because like anyone can go out and, regardless of their background or regardless of what they've done before, create the best thing in the market, and the market's unbiased, and it will follow suit. So I think it's one of the coolest parts about entrepreneurship.
Oh, I love that. And yeah, our audience, you know, like the people that we're serving, they're humans, they have feelings, and it's so simple. But in order to replicate and create an environment, like you said, there's so much work in between, like in the background of that.
Yeah.
That the goal is to look so seamless.
Yeah.
And like everyone looks like they have it all together on Instagram, and it looks beautiful. And you know, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes to, you know, keep and maintain that standard and that expectation. And I love what you said before about, you know, how you're giving people background and insight on the day-to-day, and you're not saying it's perfect every day. And I think that makes it really relatable, and it makes you feel like, like you're going to support a friend, because people like transparency. People like knowing that there is something about the business that isn't just, I don't know.
It's not
it humanizes it, you know?
Totally, yeah. Putting a face behind it, it's everything for sales,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, and like, I think it was yesterday, there was a video that you had on your personal page, Ethan from Thirst, go follow it. You're probably already following it because it's awesome. Just like, you know, you're like, all right, so this what's going on today, and I went down to St. George, and I'm doing this, and I got the truck for Wetzel's back when you got that, and then, you know, and you know, there are things that you just always wonder, but it's just refreshing. It's refreshing because we're kind of moving towards a more relatable
like
place. Content, because people want to see the human side of us. They want to see a brand that really resonates with them. And right now people are really wanting something relatable. And I feel like with things that are so curated, like we were talking about before, there's something about you coming in front of the camera that you can't replace with a curated picture, because everyone's trying to get like the perfect little picture, perfect feed, which is very well representing of your company, but also, you know, we're not all perfect. You know, we're all
it's
human.
also like an impossible game to win, I think. Like trying to create the best photo, video, picture on Instagram in a world where everyone in the world is on Instagram.
That's true.
That is the hardest game to play of all time. However, like no one can be you, and no one can go on the you know, social media and make a video about what's happening to you and show your personality. So yeah, I think it's I've said it before, I say it again. Yeah. It's the most original, most authentic piece of content that anyone has, is, in my opinion, is a selfie video of themselves, like just saying what's
unfiltered.
Unfiltered, zero edits on it, because like, you know, that no one can replicate it.
Oh my gosh. So we're going to do a sharp left turn, and we're going to do this little segment. Yeah. We're actually in autopilot right now. Don't come after me. It's fine. We have this segment called 0 to 60.
Okay.
Just rapid fire questions that we have for you.
Let's do
and they may be kind of crazy questions, might be kind of fun questions, might be we don't know what they're going to be. They're just coming from a list of 500 questions. You get to pick the first 3.
Perfect.
Any number between 1 and 500, we'll do one at a time. So I'll just pull up that little list, and you just tell me which number you want.
So I'm picking a number 1. Okay. 75.
Okay. If colors can have a taste, what would like the first colors that come to your mind? Probably orange.
Yep, orange.
What would they taste like?
Orange would taste like a citrus. That's a no-brainer.
What?
Orange would taste like a citrus. It would also probably smell like pretzel bites and popcorn a little bit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
maybe even taste like Dr. Pepper a little.
Ooh, oh yeah, that's so true.
Thirsty Nation orange.
Thirsty Nation orange, baby. All right, I love that. What would blue taste like?
Blue would probably taste like swig, or fizz or something. Fizz, I should say. But we won't go into the specifics what those would taste like.
Yeah. It tastes like competition.
Yeah.
Just kidding. What would green taste like?
Green would taste like melon.
What does black taste like?
Black would taste like black licorice for sure.
Do you like black licorice?
No, I don't.
I can't even say it. It's just like, oh. Black licorice. I feel like I know what kind of person you are. If you like black licorice or not, it's like a whole personality trait. I don't know if I could trust people who like black licorice.
Absolutely
I'm sorry.
not, no.
Yeah. This is your stop number? Right now. Yes. What's the next number?
100.
100. Okay, Ethan.
Ready?
How well do you think you would last in the woods alone without anything for 2 weeks?
Probably mid to lower tier performance. Because I'm like a Cub Scout dropout and a Boy Scout dropout.
No, you're like, I had some business to like freaking start, you know?
Yeah. I would be mid to lower tier, no question. Yeah. I'd probably scrap by a little. Might be able to get creative, but have 0 skills out there.
So maybe don't enter into the Hunger Games.
Absolutely not. No.
Maybe the Thirst Games, not the Hunger Games.
Thirsty Nation Games.
That was a terrible joke.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm rooting for you if it's ever like in that situation.
You know what? I appreciate that.
I think you've got skills. You've got the entrepreneur spirit. We just figure things out, you know?
Figure something out, yeah.
All right, last question.
Was it 1 to 500?
1 to 500.
500.
500. We're just scrolling.
All the way down.
Yeah, all the way down. Let's go. If there was a boy band.
Okay.
That you were invited to be the main singer on.
Oh, okay.
And that was like another life of Ethan.
Yeah.
Who would you be?
Okay, let me think of the boy bands I know. Oh, I know exactly who I would pick.
Tell me.
I know exactly who I would pick. Shout out to anyone who knows this. The Naked Brothers Band. The Naked Brothers Band.
But which one?
Does anyone... What do you mean? Do you know the Naked Brothers Band?
Yes, I do.
You know the Naked Brothers Band?
Yes, I do. I'm a millennial.
Crazy Car.
Okay.
Long Distance Relationships Will Kill You. These are some of the greatest songs ever.
So you would be like the main...
I would... Yeah, they would both take a back seat, and I would probably take the lead sing.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to give us like a little excerpt right now?
I would, but I just hurt my throat a couple days ago, so I can't. It's weird.
Oh my gosh. Well, also, I feel like this should be a paid performance. This isn't something you're willing to just give away for free.
But no question, it would be the Naked Brothers Band from Nickelodeon. Freaking Long Distance
Nate
Relationships
Wolf.
Will Kill You.
Isn't it Nate Wolf?
Nate Wolf, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the name of the person?
Nate Wolf. Yeah, we're going to go with that.
Where are they now?
Where are they now? Do you think that they're like, you know, working the 9 to 5 or something?
I'm so glad you know them.
Yeah, I got you. I mean, it was either that or I was like thinking maybe like, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of am getting like a Backstreet Boys vibe.
I'll take that.
Like you would have moves, I'm sure. You've got it coming for you.
I'll take that. I
They,
accept that.
they just got back together. If either of them
Did
they're getting kind of old. Yeah, I went to their concert last year.
Did you?
And it was amazing. I cried. But yeah, I want it that way. Are you kidding? But I heard from Ricky actually yesterday. He said that NSYNC was getting back together, or rumored or confirmed rumor that they're getting back together. So there's like this whole revamp of like reviving of like the boy bands are coming back.
Maybe the Naked Brothers will get back.
Yeah, maybe one of them are just like, I'm not really into that anymore. I was like a kid. And then you're like, I got you. Hey, guess what? I'm not busy at all. Let me just... I'm just
Naked
kidding.
Brother from Thirst.
Naked Brother from Thirst. Family friendly, for sure. They're like, yeah. I don't think the kids these days know of the original, like the OG.
No,
Weren't they Nickelodeon?
They were Nickelodeon, yeah.
So like, there was that, and then there was like, I don't know, you've got your Jonas Brothers.
Oh yeah, Jonas, that could have been. Yeah.
I could totally see you being like, red dress. You know, like the thing. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, well, I just want to ask you one or two last final questions. This has been so fun. I would love to know from the person that you are right now, having achieved everything that you have accomplished so far, which is so much, and you're scheduled to do so many more things, and I'm so excited to see you on that journey. What would younger, let's say 5-year-old Ethan, if you could say anything to him right now?
That's a great question. I would say, in all seriousness, it would be probably to not let emotions interfere with like major business decisions and just quick things that like I want to react on. An example would be like, I've matured on this a lot, I would say, in the last 7 years, but like feeling a certain way, whether it's about an employee, whether it's about like something that's going on in the business or customer, and like immediately our reaction is to like want to do something about it. Like, for example, like an employee at any given store, like, why are you like, you see them doing something that you've trained them to do another way so many times,
that's frustrating.
and that you see them do it. Like, I want to be like known, and I think it's more strategic, genuinely, as a businessman or a business person, to like have more patience in those scenarios and not have like quick firing of what are you doing, what are you thinking, like type of things.
Yeah, totally.
Or if like a business partner says something that you might not have all the context of, just like patience and like just like controlling emotions in business always. Like, I want to be the type of leader, I'm hoping that I'm evolving into the type of leader that's like cool as a cucumber. You know? Like cool as a cucumber, but also is like, you know, an executor and gets lots of stuff done. But I think it's the best business move to control your emotions in every scenario. And so I would say, like, as a young man, like, that's something that I'm learning for sure. Like, I'm like learning to be more patient. I'm learning to be more mature in that aspect. So that's what I would tell to my younger self, like, breathe a little bit, like take a couple minutes before you make a decision on something, because I'm so fast. I'm so like, okay, this. I would say, like, take a step back and make sure that you're doing the thing that you want to be doing.
Oh my gosh. I love that. And I could just picture you at every age just being very, very driven, but also, you know, you can't help but be a little bit emotional when it's something that matters so much to you.
Totally. Yeah, totally. Which is good in a lot of ways, but like, passion is really good. But I think, you know, sometimes we do things that we didn't mean to do, or wasn't like, if we're thinking about what's gonna be the best way to progress and like solve this scenario or progress the business, like, most of the time it's not that thing that we want instant gratification on in that moment. And so I would tell myself to just chill a little and just think about stuff a little more and be super strategic.
No, I love that. And gosh, I just really admire you, and I want you to know.
No, likewise.
You know, I'm 28, and I I would hope that young entrepreneurs out there, it took me a while to get where I am business wise and things like that in my entrepreneurship journey. And, you know, it's cool to be in a position where you can help others who are starting. And so I hope there are people who are listening to this who, you know, even if you're like in the position of a really big company, like you said with Swig, how there's always somewhere to improve, and you could always learn from people, learn from your clients, your customers, your competition, and just from other people, because it's all about relationships, not about the people around us. And thank you for being that example in the community and just being an amazing business owner and just human. And
thank you.
Thanks for inspiring us all.
I do my best. I appreciate that.
Well, it's been an honor to be on the show with you.
It's been an honor to be on. Yeah, thank you.
And please, if you're down in an area where you don't have a thirst, make a road trip. Get in your little car down to the nearest thirst. Make sure to try their beignets. They're phenomenal. They're just everything. Everything about it is just an experience. And go support our favorite drink station.
Let's go.
All right. Thanks so much. We'll have you on our next trip, and make sure to rate and review this podcast. Send it to somebody who would like.
Leave a review, people.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do it
this
for
was
Ethan.
So good.
Do it for Ethan, please. Okay, I'll see you later.